We are doing challenge 6. We are team 6A. And the team includes myself, Vaishak, and we have Richard, Arjun, Jasmine, Nuala, and Hussein with us.
So the actual challenge 6 highlights the need for a proactive process to identify risks, potential schedule slippage, and capacity constraints before they occur. At the planning stage, the planner addresses these risks by assessing delivery assumptions, sequencing activities, and allocating appropriate resources to ensure achievable timelines. This challenge introduces the need for a second program protection barrier, providing independent assurance beyond the planner's initial risk assessment and resource allocation, helping to detect emergent issues early and strengthen the confidence in the program. So we'll be discussing some insights of our own dashboards that show program drift, early slip indicator, demand and capacity insights, and stability / struggle.
This dashboard provides a structured view across the organisation, combining activity outcomes with capacity data to show not just what is happening, but why it's happening and where action is required. It's designed in 2 layers, so an executive summary for strategic oversight and prioritisation, and a delivery performance tab for detailed investigation and action. The purpose of the executive page is to provide a high-level view of risk and operational pressure. It's designed to quickly answer: are we delivering on time? Is performance improving or deteriorating? Where are the biggest risks, and do we need to intervene, and where?
The delivery and performance page provides a detailed, actionable view for delivery and planning teams, and it's designed to answer: what's exactly going wrong? Where do we need to act today? What type of action is required? The KPI section provides the same core metrics as the executive page, along with escalation counts to highlight how many work centres require immediate action. The achieved on time and at-risk percentage charts at the top of the page provide a month-by-month or period-by-period view as to what percentage of activities are achieved on time and what percentage of activities are at risk of deferrals or delay. The miss rate by work centre is ordered to provide managers and planners with clear indications to which work centres immediately need intervention and action. The utilisation by work centre clearly shows that across many of the activities, the utilisation is above 100%, which is an indicator as to why those activities may well be delayed.
If a project manager wants to look at the further details of how a particular work center is performing, they can select that and go through the detail through this detail page. This will give them further insight into what is at risk, what has missed deliveries, what is the utilization, etc. This page will also be made available to somebody like a planner, but will be filtered down to only be able to look at specific work center codes that are assigned to them or specific delivery units that are assigned to them. We also have this other page, which will be used by a planner. This will allow them to drill down into, for example, what is the committed state, what are the committed activities within different programs, and within that different program, they can then further drill down into each individual programs and each individual work structure within those programs. So that allows them to look at individual activities, how they are performing against when they are supposed to be delivered. Again, this page will be filtered down to whoever needs to have visibility for their specific elements of work that they are managing.
So the way that we would make this dashboard innovative and automate it, we'd use Power Automate Flow to pull the data out of P6 and then into an Excel sheet that feeds our report. This Excel sheet would be the source of a data flow, which we would then refresh using our Power Automate Flow, which would feed into our report, and this would give us the most up-to-date data we could have. This would also be applicable to any project that uses P6. So basically, the planner would drop it into SharePoint, and we would use flows to get that automatically in our dashboard, and we'd ideally use a Copilot agent to send summaries of this out. So in terms of commercial application, by automating the capture of data, we can reduce the risk of human error in updating our dashboards. We can highlight the risks early, and this allows resource reallocation, and this reduces waste and makes projects more lean and efficient. And future projects can implement this workflow from project conception, so that saves them having to do anything like this again.
AI analysis of data, such as Copilot agent, with strict parameters for identification of capacity issues, resource issues, delivery team issues, and it can highlight any trends in any of those. An agent could be created which can then send an email also to the relevant parties involved. So your planner, your site manager, for example, anybody who needs to be. The capacity and the two Excel sheets that we got, the capacity and the program spreadsheets, Power BI can link directly to both of those, flag at-risk or unrecoverable tasks, and then it can drive escalation. Delay analysis and root causes. Automate flow can identify late starts, poor duration estimates, repeat underperformance. So if a task has repeatedly caused problems, it can flag that. And you can flag late start milestones early. Automated data capture, as spoken earlier. If we could start with a workflow that could keep progress live. And it could also flag any upcoming resource shortfalls as well.
So our answer to question 1 is our solution analyzes trends across our reporting periods and shows our forecast, capacity pressures, and delivery outcomes evolve over time. The dashboard highlights emerging risks and unresolved late work. This supports early intervention, and we can review any recurring problems over the program over time, and this will let us help work centres and teams refine our planning assumptions and improve future mitigation strategies.
Question 2, how has your solution been designed to maximize the user experience and impact for the different types of persona, and how easy is it to derive insights? So our dashboard is structured into 4 tabs. Each one's tailored to a different user persona and different levels of detail, from executive overview to task level insight if you really want to get into the detail. Consistent filters make it an easy user interface, and you don't have to have any special analytics knowledge to explore the data. And it's easy to move from insight to action without being a data person as well.
In response to question 3, this solution operate entirely within the Microsoft environment, keeping data securely within organizational boundaries and accessible only to authorized users. It is adaptable across the organization using P6-based planning with role-based access controls, allowing visibility to be tailored by user